Hey there guys, welcome to a brand new series on the channel. This is Dead Cells. You all know what Dead Cells is, at least most of you do, because you've recommended it to me about 7,000 times over the course of the past year, but I'm finally playing it. They've had a couple good updates, and I'm ready to do it. Yeah. So, for those that don't know what Dead Cells is, it's a roguelite with metroidvania elements to it, and there's a little bit of controversy surrounding that, and we are going to talk about that in this video, solely because, you know, I think that it is partially my job as a content creator to not only cover the positives of games, but also the negatives of games, to give you guys the full experience when watching a game and watching content. So you wouldn't happen to be the headless chap now, would you? Well, saying as I don't have a head, I'm going to assume that, yeah, I might be. ... Well, nothing to say for yourself? Oh, well, yes, I see the problem. It's because I don't have a head, buddy. It's hard to talk without a head. I suppose you didn't think to find yourself back here. But surely you must have noticed. I have noticed something. You can no longer die. Oh, hey, well, that's a funky one. It's gonna make this series a hell of a lot easier. I still don't understand. It was like with the others for a while. And I'm looking around like, where the hell are the others? So here's how Dead Cells works. We have a primary weapon right here. We start with this little knife. And then we get our choice of a shield at the beginning or a bow at the beginning. And I am 100% going to take the bow, because something that you might not know about me is I love bows in video games. If I ever have the ability to choose like an archer or something in a game, I pretty much always take it, because ranged weapons are always 10 times more fun than going melee. But I will say, the one thing that makes Dead Cells so good is they make the melee in this game, like, more enjoyable, if not, as enjoyable, if not more enjoyable, than the ranged weaponry. So what is this? We got a blueprint for an infantry bow. I mean, that's pretty awesome, to be fair. We'll be able to use that blueprint at a later date to unlock some stuff and get some new upgrades and such. But let's just talk a little bit about what you are seeing right now. So we are on, like, the first floor of the game. Imagine, those of you that are Isaac fans, imagine this as the basement. You know, Gungeon fans, this is the first floor of Gungeon. We are on this first floor, and there's tons of different levels and floors in the game that we will be going through. There's boss fights. It truly is a roguelite in its nature. Shield Man is the worst. So I'm glad that we got that figured out pretty quickly there. We're collecting these. Oh, I'll rip that guy. We're collecting these blue circles. You may have seen a couple of them here and there. These are cells, and in some ways you could call them dead cells. Okay, but these dead cells then allow us to get upgrades in the future. We're gonna meet a guy that allows us to do that. So this is a scroll power. This allows us to upgrade our stats. So depending on the color of the item we have, this is going to give that upgrade to it. So since our weapon right now, our sword, is red, then doing brutality +1 is going to give us 15% damage increase to that weapon. And it's also going to give us more health. So I'm going to do that, make our sword a little bit more powerful, and put us in a good spot for the future here. So what is this thing? This is the Sinew Slicer 1. It fires spinning blades at nearby enemies, and I'm gonna literally try it out right now. It's actually just the greatest thing I've ever seen. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's really dope. It actually just completely takes care of business on its own. So I can get down with that. I'd say that that's, I mean, it's just relatively solid, is what I'll say. We're gonna come down here, take care of this guy. We're able to kind of stun enemies, which in turn helps us deal with them and makes it a little bit easier for us to fight them. You're probably looking at this right now and you're like, you know, Tyler, this looks great. The game is gorgeous, you know, this, that, and the other, but it looks really easy. I mean, it doesn't really look like you're doing a whole hell of a lot. There's a big chest down here that I completely missed. It doesn't look like you're doing a whole hell of a lot to actually do anything. You know, it looks like you're having a real easy time here. Electric whip. Now watch me electric whip. Now watch me nay nay. This looks amazing, actually, and I can't wait to utilize. Yeah, no, this is just the dopest thing on this earth. So, that's cool. But this is the first level of the game. You know, if you told, you know, if somebody watched you play Isaac and you went, this is the Binding of Isaac, and they went, okay, yeah, it looks really easy. This Basement 1 looks like a complete joke. And you're like, no, the game gets harder. Trust me, Dead Cells gets harder. I played through the first, like, tried to beat the first level beyond this place of the game. And I can reassure you, I failed miserably. This electric whip is incredible. And I'm a big fan. I'm not a big fan of these guys, though. They can screw off. The whip actually goes, like, a full distance, too. It's like a ranged weapon that is in our, like, normal weapon slot. Do you see the range on this thing? We don't even have to be near the enemy. It's actually so good. There's more weapons over there, though. And I don't know what those are, but I kind of want them. So let's upgrade the damage on our other things here. And you know what? I'm just going to let this thing take care of business on these guys a little bit. That was insanely easy. Let's do like a Hulk smash on this guy. I couldn't get the Hulk smash in. That's okay. We can tickle this weird pile of goop on the floor. I don't really know what that does, and it does concern me a little bit, just having it sit there. Blueprint acquired, blood sword. Okay, so I'll show you blueprints here soon. And then this is the first level. So this is how we leave and get to the first quote-unquote level. I mean, I suppose that was the first level, but it's not really the first level. You'll see. So here's this guy. You again. Interesting. I'm the collector, and I'm about the closest thing to company you're going to get down here. In exchange for the cells you pillage from your foes, I provide you with a few useful items. If you uncover any blueprints, I may be able to provide you with some more experimental items. Okay, so here's what occurs. We have 10 cells. We're able to put those cells into these improvements to unlock better stuff for our run. So I can invest 5 cells in here, and now we have a health flask. So you now own a health flask you can use at any time. Pretty useful, pretty valuable. And now we unlock more. So we have 5 cells left to do, and you have to invest all of your cells each time you see this guy. And realistically, there's no reason not to. Let's do the blood sword. Why not? It causes bleeding at 21 damage a second. Seems pretty good, to be fair. And it's right here. Should we take it? You know what? Sure. And I'm gonna get rid of the bow. Can I actually... I'd like to swap those. Since this guy kind of works as a ranged attack, we'll put that in our triangle slot. And then this blood sword, which is swingy, very nice. We'll put him in our regular square slot. Hello, Mr. Prisoner, sir. You got a mutation available. So we're able to pick mutations to add to our run here. And I'm just going to do recover 2 HP after the death of an enemy. I feel like that's fair. And it's going to kind of make us last a little bit longer here, which would be very good. We'll heal up to full, and then we'll head on to the first level here. So this is good. This is very good. Let's talk the controversy surrounding Dead Cells. I want to ensure I do this because I feel like it's unfair not to. The game is very good, and I am a firm believer of that. I think that the game is incredible. It's rated overwhelmingly positive on Steam, so clearly people believe that this game is good. Oh, this is a little... okay, yeah. I just botched that really badly. They also just tanked our HP. I suppose stepping on spikes is not... okay, and I'm dead. Wow, okay. They just decided to completely destroy me. Apparently, spikes are not Tyler's best friend in the absolute slightest. My lord, that was horrible. And now I have to start over. But, the controversy surrounding the game is that when it was in, like, its earliest development back already, doesn't seem to be going all that well for you. It's going just fine. Don't worry. Have you noticed how everything seems a little different each time? One could think the island is alive. I wonder if. What do you make of all this? I think you're a crazy loon, but that's okay. Take my bow, and we'll get going here. We'll get some more funky stuff. Don't feel bad about losing our whip or anything. We will unlock more cool stuff in the future here. I did find a secret in the wall, it looks like, which is a little bit funky. But when they first initially released the game, and it's still in early access today, so it's not technically fully out yet. When they first released it, they were telling, content creators and, other people that the game was going to be, a giant mix of a roguelite like Isaac, mixed with a metroidvania like Hollow Knight. And Hollow Knight had just came out, and was gaining, tons of popularity because, that game is really, really good. And yes, I know I still have to play it. You don't have to remind me. But, the problem is, you're watching the game right now and you're going, Tyler, I don't really see this looks dope, whatever this is. Firebrands 2 ignites the ground and your enemies inflicting 19 damage a second for 3 seconds. Sure, I will try it out. But, you're probably looking at it going, Tyler, this doesn't look like a Metroidvania, really. This looks like a glorified roguelite, and a good one at that, but there's really no Metroidvania aspects to this. And the answer is you're right. There's not really any Metroidvania aspects. Okay, I see how this guy works. There's not really any Metroidvania aspects to this game yet. And that's the problem that a lot of people have with it, is why lie? It's basically like they're using a game like Hollow Knight's success to promote their game. I don't also really care for this fire thing. I think it can be good, and maybe I'm just not using it well enough yet, but okay, blueprint for a shield. I don't like shields in this game, and we'll take one eventually to show it off, but I'm not a big fan of the shields. But the controversy is, why would you use another game's success to try to get sales on your own game? And when you put it like that, you go, okay, yeah, this company is just a bunch of a-holes that don't deserve my money. They don't deserve your money. Why are you playing this game, Tyler? And the answer is, even though, they may have lied a little bit about the Metroidvania aspects, a kebab for 15 HP, thank you very much. Even if they lied about the we just annihilated a man, about the Metroidvania aspects of the game is still really good. And it plays smoothly. The combat is incredible. And it's just a good game, even if they don't have that in. And the devs have already said, look, we're planning on adding those things that we promised. The game's production is not over yet. We're going to add all these things that you guys still want. And if they were to add these Metroidvania style aspects to this game, you might be looking at not only like one of the best roguelites of all time. I can rub this thing. I don't quite know what that does though. You might not be just looking at one of the best roguelites of all time. You might also be looking at one of the best games of all time. Because it already has so much going for it here. We can't afford any of that. It's got so much going for it here, besides just being a good roguelite. This is just a really solid game with some of the best platforming combat that I've ever played in a game. It reminds me a lot of, and I know that you're going to be like, Tyler, this comparison is just absolutely ridiculous here, but it reminds me a lot of Mark of the Ninja, the game by Clay Entertainment. Let's do this guy this time around. Do a little bit extra damage. Heal yourself up. But it's got the same kind of feel to it. The graphics are a little bit different, I will say. But that doesn't stop this from being a little bit similar to that game. And just the way that the combat is played out. And like I said, that's one of my favorite games of all time. And I felt that the combat in that game was incredibly overlooked. And just that game in general was incredibly overlooked because it's really good and a fun game. And I have a full series of it. I can't believe I just did that. I have a full series of it on my channel from a very long time ago because it is one of my favorite games, and I genuinely enjoy playing it. So having a game that kind of brings me... We cannot get that. Having a game that kind of brings me back to that kind of style of game and feel of that game, I'm really enjoying it. This door was sealed a minute 48 ago. That is a relatively large problem, is what I'm going to say about that. But that's fine. Let's keep on trucking her along here. Just stay a little bit away from enemies. They're going to be a bit of a pain. This is where the game starts getting difficult. This was the level that I could not get past for the life of me. So, I mean, we'll see here. We can actually light these guys on fire. And, like, pretty easily as well. Oh, you don't like me, though. So that's fine. I don't think we can burn from our fire. No, we cannot. So there's no reason to worry about that, per se. You need to die. Thank you. There's no need to worry about that. Just chuck some fire into locations when given the opportunity to. I will come down here, utilize our little elevator, grab a Guardian Scroll, which is going to give us upgrades to... I mean, there's no reason to do upgrades to Survival because we don't have any green equipment right now. So I'll upgrade Tactics. We just actually burnt that creature alive, and also that one. And that's going to get rid of that dummy, which is also a large positive. You can get to me, apparently. Please allow me to roll. They're just going to burn. I'm starting to see that the burn attack is the little baby attack. Because you throw it, and then you run the hell away from the combat. And I'm okay with that. It's just, that ain't my style of play. It's still pretty dope, though. Every weapon in this game so far that I have, Scroll the Assassin, okay. Let's upgrade Brutality. Let's upgrade Tactics again. Every, weapon that I've seen in this game, they all have their own unique feel to them, that just feel great. And that's in the first, you know, hour that I've played this. You know, not even, you know, getting past the first level. And I feel like I've seen a bunch of really awesome stuff. Okay. Spikes are my new, like, not best friend. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. I'm bad at games. You don't need to remind me. Oh, I don't like being here, though. You are a pain in the rear, and I want to get rid of you. Alright. I mean, that went a little bit okay. We don't have a health potion anymore. Also, I can promise you guys that it's going to take me a little bit to get good at the game and get, like, good enough at the game where I don't have to sit and talk, you know, solely about every move that I'm making in the game. We get spoiled by Isaac sometimes because I'm able to commentate Isaac with just literally everything on this earth because I've played the game so much, it's borderline muscle memory to determine what I'm doing in there. With a... No! He teleports! What the hell? Okay. With a new game like Dead Cells, I haven't played it enough to know what's going on at any given point. So it's going to take me a little bit to get comfortable enough to do some wacky commentary. I'd love to get in here, but I have no idea how. We need that damn key, and I don't, apparently you can take fall damage. I need the key, and I don't know how to get the key. So we will look for the key. But no promises on finding the key. But anyway, it's going to take some time to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the cells down in Dead Cells land. I'm dead as a doorknob. Okay. Well, you know what? I think that is as good a place as any to end off the first episode today. If you do enjoy, remember to slap that like button. Videos will be between 20 and 40 minutes in the future. From what I've heard, a normal run doesn't really take all that long anyway. This is a strange place. This is going to be very pretty when it's done. What the hell is this, to be fair, right now? It's you're doing this, isn't it? I don't know what I'm doing. Yes. Obviously, all this is you're doing. Like all the rest, I guess. What the hell is this? Oh, okay, I understand. So the things that we've bought show up in here. So we've bought the blood sword, and the health flask, and then the money one is up there. So there's a lot of things that we have left to get, and this is going to actually look incredible at the end of the game. So I'm very excited for this. Who's this guy? Dead again, eh? I know what you've done. I know your story. You better watch out. You better not cry. Yes, I know all of your little secrets, and I'm noting it all down in my little book. That's my job. You've been killing things, I see. Oh, this guy just keeps our stats. Okay. That's pretty straightforward. I like this. This is kind of cool. Oh, it also shows all the monsters we've come across. Neato, actually. This is pretty cool. What is this thing? It cannot be open. Oh, I bet you it can be open. We just don't know how yet. And then that allows us to start up another run. So that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, slap that like button. Let me know what you think about Dead Cells being on the channel. And we'll be back every other day to play some more Dead Cells in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.